Yes guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are well and having an amazing day. Apologies for my jacket. It's awful, but that isn't. The Land Rover Defender 90. I've bypassed the 110 model, I haven't even driven that car, and I'm jumping straight into the 90, the two-door version. I'm excited. I've driven it for 2 minutes and I already feel like I've fallen a little bit in love with it. My girlfriend has a Jaguar E-Pace. She daily drives it. She loves it. This is a little bit more manly and muscular than the E-Pace, so I feel like if there was a daily driver SUV, this would be it that would be on my driveway and in my dream garage. Just look at it. It is so cool. And today I've only got 30 minutes to drive this car. Even though we've got beautiful weather, it is a little bit windy, so I'm gonna jump straight into this car, hook some GoPros up, we're gonna go for a drive and hopefully enjoy the very little smidgen of time that we have to drive this car. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Supercars of London YouTube channel, and the first time ever me driving the new Defender. Hop up in! I mean, it is a big hop as well, but we do not have that much time. So I'm gonna do my best to give you guys the best well-rounded first impressions. If you're picking one up, thinking about buying a Defender 90, hopefully this video will be able to help in terms of those raw emotions the first time you get in a new car. So initially, when you jump in this car, you're sitting so high up and you've got this very sharp raked windscreen, very boxy bonnet up ahead in terms of initial peripherals. And I have to say, I literally drove from the Jaguar Classic site to this country park where I did the intro, already a little bit out of breath, and instantly I loved the comfortable ride. I loved how high up you sit, but it's just the visuals that you have knowing that you're in a Defender, which is a classic cult car, and the original Defender really is a favourite within the connoisseur and the gentleman, the automotive connoisseur, and also everyone that lives in the Cotswolds. So out and about, sounds like it's petrol. I've been told nothing, so I turned up to Jaguar Classics, and rather than sitting down having a little bit of lunch getting ready to filming, they had this car ready and available, so I jumped out of the Nissan GTR and straight into this, which is why I know absolutely nothing about it. I can't see a spec sheet, so we are not going to be talking about the performance dynamics of the engine. We are purely going to be talking about whether this is fundamentally any good as a daily driver. Looking around, there is so much space in this car, so much more space than I originally thought there was going to be, because we all know the Defender 110 is a massive car. So when I saw the 90, obviously it's a lot shorter, it's a little bit boxier, I just thought, I think you're going to lose out on quite a lot of space. But actually, looking around, even though it's only 2 doors, you kind of think they could probably get away with it being a 4-door. I think it looks great. In this spec, we've got like a matte silver paint finish, which looks great, and it just looks rugged with all of the gritty gloss black bits that are up there, that I'm sure there's a technical term to it. But the biggest thing for me was when I saw the photos of the Defender and I started to see it in the flesh for the first time, was that the interior looked a little bit naff. It looked like you've got all of this sort of like light grey plastic. It's almost like a flat Porsche crayon colour all over the car, and it confused me a little bit because I thought they could do a little bit more. I understand what they're going for, and they're trying to pay homage to the outgoing Defender, the car that is not in production anymore, but I don't know. I feel like the exterior of the car looks like it's supposed to be in 2020, and some of the materials that they've used inside the car don't really suit up to the exterior of the car. But I mean, that's my own personal opinion. I think it's great value for money. I know when you start speccing them up, they can get a little bit silly and a little bit expensive. Myself and Sam actually spent quite a lot of time looking at Defender 90s. I spoke to my local dealership, which is Grange Hatfield. Sam spoke to his local dealership, which I think is actually Guildford. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but we both at the same time via WhatsApp were talking about ordering Defender 90s. but I didn't have the balls to do it. Here we are, I'm driving one, kind of regretting that decision, because I would be seriously excited if I was driving this car now knowing that mine's coming, because you sit up high, it's incredibly comfortable, it is a much better daily in every sense of the word than the BMW 2 competition that I had. And actually, I do quite a lot of miles over the weekend in my girlfriend's Jaguar E-Pace, which is a 2018 car. Don't know whether this is because it is a newer, tighter, fresher car, but it just feels all of those things that I've just said. The E-Pace feels a little bit wobbly, the suspension, you feel everything on the road. This is smashing these country roads, which aren't the perfect tarmac, and it's riding all of the bumps, and I'm not feeling them. But the point of view in this car is much better than the E-Pace. So I think today I'm probably going to be going home and saying that I drove this car. I'm going to take lots of photos and show my girlfriend to see whether there is any inkling of chance that she'd be interested in trading in her Jag for this. She loves her Jag, she loves it. But this is cooler. I'm going to put my foot down and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, you could be a hooligan in this if you really wanted to, because I could imagine for these guys coming past, seeing a Defender going flat out, it would be quite a sight. It's not fast, but it's torquey. Like, you can really feel the engine is pulling the whole car along. But I'm still massively keen on the virtual cockpit. This whole new design here in the center is a step up and an involvement of what we're used to seeing in the multimedia systems of Jaguar Land Rovers. But overall, I'm very, very happy with my quick first experience in a Defender. This is like a one-take thing. I'm feeling like I'm rambling a bit, but at the same time, giving fairly solid consumer advice. Hey, this guy's flat. The main things to take away from this, other than the fact that I am already 5 minutes late from going back to Jaguar, is that you sit very high, you've got a very boxy but royal point of view looking out of this. I feel like a royal driving this. There are some cool features on the interior of the car. The screens, for instance, and the way that this whole air conditioning thing is set up. I don't really like this stuff. Don't really know the best way to describe it. The plastic crayon bits. That's what I don't like. I would have it all black. I would probably take it to Urban and let them kid it out a little bit. And I think it would be a pretty baller daily driver. It's the best thing that I can take away from this. I mean, 30 minutes isn't really long enough to get a well-rounded expert review or first impressions on what this car is like. But I think there's something in jumping in this car and just blurting out what my brain is thinking whilst it's happening is quite similar to that collection day on buying a car that maybe you've never driven the Defender before, but you've put an order in and you're excited about it. I can tell you, if you have done that and you've not driven it yet, you will be surprised, and you will be pleasantly surprised by the way that it feels, because I already feel like I'm at home in this. I feel like it's very intuitive. I don't really have anything more to say than that, other than it's a cool thing, and that's an SVR Carbon Edition thing, which looks like a monster. I wonder what would happen if you bought bog standard spec one of these, and how that would feel in comparison to this, because this is obviously quite a nicely spec'd up car. Yeah, I wonder how luxurious and cool it feels if it's properly stripped back with no options. There we go, 30-minute test drive in the Defender 90 complete. I feel like it's been a success, a rushed success, but I'm amazed at how quickly I felt like I am at home. I feel like I'm in a car that I've owned for a while, which I think is a good thing to take away from this. And anyone that has ordered a Defender that is waiting for delivery, you're not going to be disappointed. I love the seating position. I love the view you have as a driver. Lots of visibility, lots of space, even in the 90. Big boxes ticked for me. I think this is a great thing. I'm going to take it home, show my girlfriend, think about it, go on the Jaguar Land Rover website, start speccing one up, see how expensive it comes out, then probably go to Magnitude Finance, get some finance quotes, and then probably not buy one. But it's a cool thing. Maybe one day I can see myself daily driving something like this. But for now, it's back to Jaguar. I'll see you soon, guys. Let me know whether you like the Defender 90, whether you prefer the 110. Here we are, Jaguar Land Rover Classic. I will see you soon, guys. Take care. Goodbye.